Are you going to change your approach at all? Are you focusing on sectors perhaps you would not have, given we are going to see a change in administration on January 20th?
Well, I am shifting the focus a little bit, not so much because of the change of administration, but more because of the spread of the vaccine and the anticipated end of the pandemic, which means I think focusing, as investors obviously have been over the last month, on some of the more cyclical, industrial, basic economy sectors and less on the high-flying tech stocks. And I don't think they're going to crash. I mean, they have made substantial gains that are going to persist, but they've got these antitrust threats hanging over them. And I think we're going to see a rotation back into some of the beaten down value stocks. And, you know, one of the areas that I've liked there is the transports. You know, it's an easy way. You can buy these index funds that just mirror the Dow transport stocks, and you get a nice cyclical cross section there, including, you know, an airline, some railroads, some of the things that have been very beaten down.
Hey, Jim, you're an astute observer of tax policy. In a Biden White House, does the potential for, I don't know, increased capital gains tax, do you foresee it having any influence on your decision to sell, or at least the timing of your sales?
Well, I do think tax policy is probably the biggest looming issue in the next year. And obviously, the results in Georgia probably could have a big impact on that. Although even with a Democratic win in those Senate races and barely Democratic control of the Senate, I'm not sure there's going to be huge radical tax revision policies, because you do have some relatively conservative Democratic senators who I think are going to, you know, hesitate before doing a massive tax increase. I mean, my own position for years now has been to focus first on the fairness of the tax code. In other words, let's close some loopholes. Let's broaden the base, something that both parties have claimed to be behind for years. But don't call it a tax increase. Separate the reform from the increase, because a tax increase is a whole different political animal from tax reform. They're two different things. I do feel that with a new administration, a new Congress, there is some potential for tax reform. And let's face it, you know, whatever you feel about the 17 Tax Reform Act, it did not do a lot on the reform front. There is still huge loopholes for favored industries, starting, not surprisingly, with real estate.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.